Hello, everybody. This is the Jim Norton Show here on Raw Dog, Sirius 104, XM 150. We're live again. Most weeks we're going to be live. Once in a while I'll have to play a pre-recorded one if I'm away doing a gig. But my co-host this week is Jim Florentine, who was going to do some of them with me, and Otto Peterson.
Hey, Jim.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, how'd you come up with the title? Did you have a couple of meetings on...
What is the title of the show?
The Jim Norton Show.
Like a lot of that's discussions on that one.
Yeah, there really was. They wanted to call it Fat Tits, Nobody Knows You, or An Hour of Mediocrity. I said, how about just my name?
That was taken.
Yeah, An Hour of Mediocrity was already taken.
Fat Tits was taken by Rosie.
Fucking, no, I hate saying the Jim Norton Show. It's really awkward. It's really weird naming it after yourself, but it's just easy to remember, and it's simple, and it's not cutesy.
Yeah, it's basic. It's good. You could call it the fucking Jim Norton Show since it's cable.
Oh, I don't
radio.
like this type of. Yeah. I don't like this type of language. We don't like to curse on the station.
Sorry.
Oh, the number. If anybody wants to call up, we may or may not get to your call. 1-866-4-RAW DOG, and we'll play some bits. So, Florentine, what's going on? I'm happy that you're here.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. It's I love Raw Dog, man. I love XM Comedy Channel 150 and stuff. They support comics, which is great. You know, because I got fucking truckers coming to my shows that never heard of me before, right. Especially when satellite first started, and you get so many people come, man, I hear your shit on Raw Dog or, you know, whatever the 150 channel is, and, you know, come out to the shows, because regular radio will never play your comedy bits. No. Even if they're clean, they very rarely play that stuff, so it's a great outlet for comics.
Well, they call it, like, you'll go on and you'll do, like, the 5 o'clock jokes segment on some terrestrial radio show, and it's fucking horrible.
No, they call it the 5 o'clock funnies.
Funnies, yeah, you know.
Yeah. Funny.
Do you want me to get you into anything? Like, they want to set you up for questions?
Yeah.
Like, so Jim, I hear that you've got a girlfriend now. And you got to get into yeah, I met her. It's like, who fucking cares?
Yeah, they do that to me. I was on a radio show in Florida, and they go, the host wants 3 or 4 setups to lead in to material. I go, that's my job. I'm George's straight man. You're fucking absurding my fucking thing here, you cocksucker. And they go, oh, also, he just had brain surgery, so he has good days and bad days. and please don't swear. Okay.
Did you make fun of his brain surgery? You had to.
Fucking, it sucked. That's my job. I'm the straight man.
It really is terrible to have to be led into a bit is embarrassing. It's like, why don't you just talk and we'll see where it goes?
Yeah, because they'll be like, oh, so would you fly here? You're in Florida. Yeah, and you ever see the plane, right? You know what I mean? They want you to do that
that's
stuff.
Exactly what I said. I go, well, you could ask me about, you know, how is my flight down, so I can go my stupid airplane bit. But immediately he stepped on my jokes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flight was great. The pilot was Mohammed Atta.
Yeah.
Hello, is this on?
I've done radio in Florida where Otto was there the week before, and they were going to cancel my radio because Otto was so disruptive on the radio because he wouldn't listen to him.
Well, it's like, because it's dishonest. It's dishonest to have somebody purposely leading you into bits. It's like, we're just used to talking, and, you know, again, we do O&A all the time, and it's fucking like, come on, I don't need to be led into a bit.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
It sounds forced and desperate anytime I do material on radio, yet, I mean, what else are you supposed to do? You're a comedian, you're supposed to make your points, but I always had that problem. I just feel like hackish.
Well, it's
very
funny.
hacky.
You guys are weird for me, because it's like, you're 2 of the guys I know the longest in the business. Jim, I started April of 1990, and Otto was one of the guys that I would go see when I first started, before I would even do stand-up, and Jim, too. And I've told the story before, but Florentine got me my first paid gig. It was for Casey Martin. And it was off the Holiday Inn, off exit 8A. And fucking Otto, we've been on the road together since probably late 1990, early 1991.
You were a little seedling. Yeah.
Yeah. Otto drinks a little and doesn't drive. Yeah. So I would go to Queens and pick you up and then drive back into Pennsylvania. I had the fucking best times of the early part of my career with you guys on the road. It's good I set you up there for nothing.
No, but it was
maybe
great.
I should have set you up for a bit. I just set you up for a boring
The weird
statement.
thing with Jim, like Jim would drive us, he would get $7 at a time in his fucking gas tank. So we'd stop every like 100 miles. Gotta get another 7. I'm like, just fucking fill the tank. Here's a 30. It's $30. No, I just get 7. I gotta pee and I gotta get more cigarettes.
I remember.
How about you buy fucking 3 packs at a time?
I remember we were doing a gig in Queens, and me and you were picked. It wasn't in Queens. We picked Otto up in Queens, and Otto had just walked the dog, and he stepped in dog shit and got in my new car.
Yeah.
You got my Saturn with dog shit all over your shoe.
Yeah, you were scared about the dog itself being in the car. I brought his fucking feces with me.
Oh, did the dog actually go with us that time?
Yeah, I remember you had a new car and you put fucking towels and stuff down. You were all worried about it. Yeah.
And the dog was fine, and you tracked shit into my car.
Yeah,
and I remember
exactly.
Florentine's like, Jesus, Otto, it smells like you tracked the whole log in.
Yeah, yeah, you got the whole log on your shoe.
I love Otto because Otto would bring his dog Larry on the road, and there was a shit gig up in upstate New York, and he hated it. And we stayed in a hotel, so he just had his dog. Hey, Larry, shit on the floor, piss all over. And he just had him shit and piss all over.
Oh
the
yeah,
hotel.
yeah, in Poughkeepsie. I used to always get kicked out of motels. They would go, "Oh, there are no dogs allowed here." So I'd make it up. I go, "Oh, this is Larry, the dog-faced boy. He's had 7 Letterman appearances." He goes, "Really? I think I heard of him." You fucking dumb sand nigger. I made it up. And he was like, "Oh, I think I heard of that. Yes. Please, will he be doing a show in the lobby?"
All right, so you would still take the dog with you or no?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's all over he went with me all over the country. Yeah.
I saw your girlfriend the other day. Up at her job.
Yeah,
I was up there.
in the Brill building. Yeah, she was blubbering on the phone to me yesterday. "I'm fat and disgusting." She's texting me this. I go, "All right, I'll make fish for dinner, you fucking rotten oinker. What do you want from me? Can't fix it with one meal." Run home.
And my girlfriend's mad because she's pregnant, and the other day she goes, "I feel fat." And I just sent her a text, "Stop eating then." And I didn't put a hi afterwards, so she was so fucking aggravated. I go, "Come on, there's no emotion in the text. I forgot to put the hi. I just said, "Stop eating then."
It just sounds mean.
Rice cakes, Porky.
Chicks can never take it if there's a body issue. They can never take you making a fat joke at their expense.
Oh, no.
That's fucking. I didn't even recognize her when I saw her. It wasn't because she was fat. I just didn't.
She's
expect...
not fat at all. She has just have a distorted self-image. They all do. You know, it's weird.
Isn't it weird that the thing that she hates, like that distorted self-image, is the only reason that she would date you?
Yeah.
Like you're lucky to have her because she obviously hates herself on some level.
It's true.
My girlfriend's complaining the other day because she's 6 months. She's like, "My belly's so big." I go, "Honey, I've been fucking girls with guts for years."
Really?
Yeah. She's like, "You're such an asshole."
Are you nervous, man? It's like me and Otto. Neither one of us has kids or even been close to. You've never been close to being a father, Otto. Like that. You've never had. Have you ever had a girl go, "I'm pregnant, I want to have it"? Or
One
no?
time, yeah. No, I was too irresponsible, and no.
What'd you tell her?
What did I tell?
Did she get? Was she pregnant?
She told me after the fact that she had been pregnant, and her ex-husband had aborted the child and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wait, it was yours?
Yeah.
And her ex-husband?
Her ex-husband, yeah.
So she had an ex-husband who was still in her life, and you got her pregnant?
Yeah.
And he talked her into having an abortion?
Well, they were split up. It wasn't like she was having an affair with me. They were already separated. They just weren't legally divorced. Or maybe they were. I don't even remember.
Were you happy, or were you like a...
No, I felt like he murdered my child. You know, it would have been a cute kid. You know.
And did you pay for it or no?
No, I didn't. No.
So you don't feel like you murdered it. You didn't pay.
No.
If you write a check out for $350, then I could see.
Do you think about that sometimes? Like, what would have happened if she would have had it?
Yeah, kind of. But I don't think that's not my quest. You know, I still got fucking shows to do. Am I going to sit home with this thing? I'm going to work.
Are you nervous, Jim?
Not really, man. You know,
I'm sorry. What were you saying? You were going to say something.
I think he's going to be a great dad.
I think so,
He's gonna
too.
be awesome. The kid's going to laugh.
It's going to be a boy, too. So, no, I'm not really nervous. Look, I'll see whatever happens when I get to it. I'll deal with it, you know. It's gonna. They say the first year sucks because kid crying and no sleep, but then after that it's great.
Yeah.
So I want to have a kid just so I can bring him to a Sabbath concert, fucking Motorhead and shit like that. I can't wait to just hang with him. You know.
Yeah, I hope that's who he likes. Wouldn't that suck though? If 'cause you had this kid, you want him to be into metal, and he's just into like light rock, or he's really into Lady Gaga.
Well, my girlfriend's into country music, and she's a lacrosse coach. She played lacrosse in college, so. Kid's either going to be white trash like me or be fucking sophisticated, so...
Oh, a Jew hater. Country music. God. Is there anything worth listening to in country?
Yeah, country's pretty good, man. I don't mind it,
really?
you know? Yeah.
Johnny Cash is about as deep as I go into country.
Man, some of the stuff's all right.
You don't like it at all? Dude?
I like it way
Country,
better than fucking rap.
Johnny Cash is way more than country. That guy was the coolest guy ever.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like his covers. You ever hear his albums of covers he did? He did a whole... I've been listening to Ain't No Grave, which sounds like a slave
Dude, that song he did, Hurt, by 9 Inch Nails,
yeah.
That's his even Trent Reznor said that's his song now. He did such an amazing version of that. And he sung it about his wife, too. His wife just passed away. Unbelievable. Gives me the chills just thinking about it. No, but country's all right. But anyway, so I hope the kid's not a lacrosse fucking player.
There was also, he did a great cover of one of the UFC fighters I went to see UFC. He walked on to, what's that Soundgarden song he covered? Rusty Cage?
Rusty Cage, yeah.
Fucking phenomenal. Everything he touched was great.
You saw him do this live?
No. I went to a UFC Ultimate Fighter event, and one of the fighters walked out and to this, dun 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 dun. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And Opie told me it was a cover of a Soundgarden song.
Yeah, Rick Rubin got a hold of him later in his career and had him do those covers and just reinvented his career, basically.
Was that Rick Rubin whose idea that was?
Yeah, it was Rick Rubin.
He is an odd genius.
He's a genius, that guy. He did some of the Dice stuff that we're going to play later. The Day the Laughter Died. He did that stuff. He's amazing.
This is Johnny. This is great. I'm not even a huge fan. Like, I went and got the original after this, and it was good. But I like Cash's covers usually better than I like the. He did a great cover of Chapin's fucking Little Boy. What's this song? Cats in the Cradle.
Oh yeah, Harry Chapin.
Which is really a depressing song, but kind of Johnny took the depressing part out of it and just kind of made like a cool song with a cool beat.
Really?
Yeah.
About an absentee father. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially since you know how that one ended up. You know, my friend's in the middle of the road bleeding to death. You know, in the middle of the Long Island Expressway.
Oh yeah, Harry Chapin. Yeah, rear-ended by a tractor trailer coming home from doing a benefit.
Oh, is that what he was doing?
Yeah.
Jim Croce was killed on his way to a benefit too, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think he was killed in a plane crash. He might have been a benefit. Yeah.
I thought he was flying to a benefit.
Yeah.
That's what you get for fucking doing charity work.
Yeah. Hey, that
Roberto Clemente.
tree's getting a little close. Bang! All right.
Roberto Clemente went over to, there's an earthquake in Nicaragua, and he loaded up a private plane with too much supplies, and it friggin' crashed because it was too heavy. He had too much shit on there. And that was in '72. He's still in the prime of his career. He's still like 3 or 4 more years.
You can turn this because I'm the music bed. It's really weird.
You're overloading the plane.
So don't do any
Stanley.
charity.
We're going to crash. Can't you leave the sunblock home and buy it when you land? Sorry.
All right, we'll play a bit. We'll play a dice bit off of me and Jim talked before the show. One of our favorite albums is Day the Laughter Died, and this was one Rick Rubin produced.
That's the one you take the Dangerfields, right?
You take parts 1 and 2 there, but part 1 is just it's a great comedy album because he was, at the kind of the peak of his career or just about, and just kind of went on and was bombing.
Really?
But it was funny. Yeah, it was like a guy working on material in front of a crowd that wasn't his crowd.
That's very interesting that he would release that. That shows confidence.
No, because he went from playing the Garden, did all those arena dates, and the first Dice album, which went like platinum, to release a double album where he's bombing. That was his next album he put out. I remember all my friends getting it, like, why would he put this out? There's no jokes on here. And I got it right away. I'm like, this is fucking genius.
Because probably everywhere he was going on and just destroying. And it's like, as a comic, sometimes you like a little bit of the struggle or the challenge. Is this going to work? You don't just want to go up there and have them yelling out your punchlines like it's a fucking rock show.
Yeah, too much adulation, then you stop creating. You're just,
That's what Steve Martin said, right? As soon as he got famous and he'd walk on stage, go, hello, and they'd start laughing. He goes, he quit comedy.
Yeah.
He said, because I knew I couldn't judge what was funny anymore because I was a big star and they would just laugh at anything.
That's apparent by some of these fucking film choices he makes. the Pink Panther.
You didn't like him in Bringing Down the House?
Well, there was one funny part where Queen Latifah was trying to teach the white square how to be hip.
Oh, I'd never seen that before.
No, it was really funny.
Oh, really? So, like, the white guy couldn't dance? So the black person was trying to teach him and he was all uncoordinated and corny.
But here was the angle I like. She'd been to jail, so she was kind of like, she was kind of, dyed in the wool, just kind of a tough chick who was seen it all. Little sassy, showing the white guy how uptight his life, his horrible life. What his fucking $300,000 house while she was probably eating pussy after mopping the floor in jail? Fuck her. It was so annoying. So annoying. And he just does. There's nothing. Steve Martin will never say, you know what, that role makes me look like an asshole. I'm not doing it. He just doesn't have those words in his vocabulary. Shouldn't be bashing Steve Martin, but fuck him.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely picks him. I heard Al Pacino was in something recently, and I'm like, he was in that.
Was it a wig commercial? What is that thing Pacino has in his fuck? He looks like he's got an Emilio Estevez wig on. It's embarrassing, Pacino's wig.
He's aging very weirdly. Yeah, the skin, the hair. Like, he shaved his hair for that Kevorkian role. Now he looks like a normal middle, guy in his 60s. But that fucking hair in that last couple of movies, Jesus.
I just saw him interviewed. He never does interviews, but it was a special about John Cazale on HBO called I knew it was you, I think, where it's about a 40-minute mini documentary on how people don't know who John Cazale was, and and who listening, he was straight up from The Godfather.
Yeah.
And so Pacino and De Niro, who never grant interviews, and Pacino's being interviewed, and it's weird. He's wearing a black leather jacket like he's 22, and he has this fucking horrendous. Does nobody in his life just go, that thing on your head is fucking terrible?
Is it a wig? Or
of course it's a wig, or it's nailed onto his head.
Yeah.
It's fucking awful.
I know. What's that, a fucking chef salad?
All right, we're going to play Dice Pit.
Yeah.
Back in a minute. Back, the Jim Norton Show. We only went for 2 minutes. I'm acting like it was a 15-minute break. My favorite line in that whole bit is, blow me for Pete's sake.
I know.
What a great thing to say to someone.
He does the best girl voice ever.
Yeah, it's
for a comic.
It's completely humiliating.
Yeah, it's so degrading.
No woman can enjoy that voice representing her.
We were just talking about our friend Kevin Corrigan. You know, he's an independent filmmaker.
I know Kevin, right? Is it the Kevin I know?
Yeah,
I love Kevin. Yeah.
He actually raised enough money. He's going to do an independent film, and so he goes, for my lead actor, I got De Niro. I go, you got Robert De Niro? He goes, no, he's way too expensive. I got Phil De Niro, but he's good. He goes, for my leading actress, I got Streep. I go, Meryl Streep? He goes, no, she's an Oscar winner. I can't afford her. Shirley Streep, just as good. And for my comic relief, I got Piscopo. I go, you got Joe Piscopo? He goes, yeah. Sorry.
I'm not going to go to a whole lot of phone calls, but there's one guy here with a Hicks question who I want to... how do I pick this up? Do I just click this right here?
I'm going to get it right now.
Okay. Hello? Is this...
Are you there?
Hi, Sean. Get a hold of yourself, yes.
What's going on here?
Hi. What's your Hicks question?
Well, you said you started in 1990.
Right around there, yeah.
Yeah, Hicks was blowing up around that time. He's like the Jordan of comedy. I was wondering if he had any effect on you, or if you had any jealousy towards him or anything. Or...
No, me? Honestly, I have never listened to Bill Hicks. I mean, I've seen moments of him here and there, but I've never listened to a Bill Hicks CD. And it wasn't that I didn't want to hear him. I'd always heard great things about him. I knew someone that used to date him. It just, for some reason, I just didn't listen to other comics. But what? No, jealous towards him, no.
Oh, cool. I guess they're coming out with a movie now about his life. Russell Crowe's in it.
I did hear about that. There's a documentary about Hicks online somewhere, which somebody was talking about. It might be in the theater.
Yeah, it's called It's Just a Ride or something like that. Yeah,
Who's Russell? Is Russell Crowe playing who?
I have no idea. I heard about it this morning on Raw Dog.
Hicks? He's playing. Russell Crowe is playing Hicks?
That's the rumor, yeah.
That's retarded.
Isn't he fucking 15 or 16 years older than Hicks? Hicks died when he was 32.
Yeah.
It probably won't be made. Biopics about stand-up comedians don't do well at all.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah.
I always heard they would do one on Pryor. I'm like, they said they were going to do one on Richard Pryor, and I heard, well, Eddie Griffin's going to play Richard Pryor. And
stop.
This one's going to play Richard Pryor, and it's like, who are they going to get to play Pryor that we already know?
He's the Michael Jordan of comedy. What does that make us? Fucking Dave Clark 5? What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. So Otto is an interesting guy because when we came up, Jim and I were around the same time. You were 6 months ahead of me. You were an established headliner. You were a guy, and you're one of the few guys I know that's done street comedy.
Yeah.
Which I mean, how did you get into street comedy?
Yeah, I get
never really answered
nostalgic
that.
every time I walk up here. 45th to Broadway was one of my corners there. How did I get into that?
Like, what would you do? Would you actually just stand there with no mic and just start doing material?
Well, the hardest thing was to stop a crowd. So I used to have friends that would meet me and stand there, and the crowd would gather because if you're just sitting there, nobody's going to stop because they just think you're a lunatic, you know. I started on the Staten Island ferries because that's where I grew up. So I would play hooky and do the boat rides coming back from Manhattan during rush hour. I used to make good money.
When you were
all clean material?
I was completely clean then.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how old were you?
14 to about 21. Here's the type of material I would do. I go, George, George, it's time to go back in the bag. I ain't going in that bag. I'm not going in that bag. You ain't going either? It was that kind of shit, you know?
Oh, okay.
So how much money could you make in a day, would you
Was
say?
that act? No, but I used to do good.
A couple $100?
Yeah. Yeah, the silent acts did a lot better because they could entertain several hundred people at a time. But, You know, I already had to carry the puppet, a milk crate to put my foot on, so a sound system was out of the question at that point.
So what were you insulting people at that point?
Oh yeah, it was very, very nasty to the crowd. The one rule we had with street performing was that if we wanted a meal or go see a movie, we wouldn't spend any money that was in our purse for more than an hour. In other words, if we wanted to go see a movie, we go, let's do a show right in front of the movie theater and fucking pay for the movie and the popcorn. Or if we wanted to get something to eat, we go, I'm not going to, you know what I mean? You could just do a show anywhere you wanted. It was an amazing feeling.
It's a way of comedy kind of just getting you whatever you wanted in the world immediately. Like, you know, you're not going to be able to buy a house with it, but if I want to go see a movie, I do a few jokes and fucking go see the movie.
Exactly. I created my own show business. There was no gigs. When I wanted to work, I worked.
Now, there was always a rumor that you made fun of the Spanish guy and he stabbed up the puppet. Was that it? Is that true?
Yeah,
that was in the park?
In Central Park, yeah.
You were making fun of him?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what I said, but I think he was on angel dust or something because he had a weird, freaked out look and he's fixated on the puppet. And I told that story like once, and it's stuck around for forever.
That's a great story. So he stabbed the puppet because he thought it was coming from the
El
puppet.
Diablo, and then ran away, and I got a cut on my hand. I still have a little nick there.
Right.
Dirty Spick stabbed me, trying to entertain him. That's a compliment, dude. That's what people told me. That's a compliment.
It's not a compliment.
Yes, it is. I thought the puppet was real. It's good. Oh. It's a testament to your talent.
I think it was more that he was mentally ill.
Yeah,
probably
exactly.
the bigger problem.
Yeah.
There's so many Otto rumors floating around. Like, a lot of them aren't true. They're like, dude, Otto does this with his talk show. His puppet's real. Shut up. He doesn't. I've been on the road with him.
Yeah.
He throws the puppet in the bag, and he fucking, and he goes and he does the gig.
Yeah, they want to believe that you sit up all night and that the dummy berates you and there's a whole subtext like Twilight Zone. No, not at all. But there are guys like that exist. They're nuts. Bergen was like fucking nuts when I heard.
Who's Bergen?
Edgar Bergen, Candace Bergen's father, Charlie McCarthy.
Oh.
He used to have fucking birthday parties for this fucking thing and have big stars come over. And he had a better bedroom than Candace Bergen and stuff like that. Fucking weirdos.
So the other ventriloquists, because comics are kind of, it's like you have two different groups that you would kind of be competitive with, other comedians. And are ventriloquists competitive at all, or you don't look at them any different than like another stand-up?
Well, I'm an apparition to them. They think, I heard there was like all this stuff online after I did Letterman. Oh, he's so undeserving. There are so many guys better than him, and his fucking lips are moving, and he's a foul-mouthed pig. You know, other vents emailing each other.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you find out who they were and smash them?
Who cares? They're not in the business.
Oh.
They're just armchair guys that do it as a hobby and shit, you know? At least I'm known by comics, you know, and fucking respected.
And David Copperfield's a huge fan of Otto's.
Yes, he is.
He's actually, he's such a huge fan that he replaced the old Otto with a new Otto, and you gave him the old Otto.
Old George.
George, the old George.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's got a museum in Vegas. And I was told, I did a gig with Valby up in New Hampshire, and Jerry Hamza was there, Carlin's ex-manager, and he told me that he used to listen to my album Dirty Puppet on his fucking iPod.
Who would?
George Carlin.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Dude.
That was like, that's enough. That's the only compliment I need to hear for the rest of my life.
You know, you wish he was alive when you knew that. Oh, he came to see you. Did he come to see you?
Yeah, I met him in Chicago. I got a great photo with him. He was awesome. We talked for about a half hour.
So, how was your set when he came to see you?
It was great, and I didn't know he was there, which was good because I probably would have vomited knowing that, you know, the brilliant mind like that is listening to my stupid skit, you know. So he caught me on a great night where I was sober and in a good mood and great energy. So he caught a great set. I was very happy. I didn't know he was there ahead of time, you know.
Yeah, you don't want to sabotage it or just be too nervous to perform.
Yeah, fuck, it would have been too nerve-wracking, you know. I couldn't have relaxed.
Do we have a commercial to go to, Jim?
Yeah.
No, it's great because Otto's, you know, Copperfield was such a big fan of Otto's that he actually came to one of my shows in Cleveland. I was playing at the Improv, and he called the club. He said, I'm coming down to see Jim. And the manager's like, you know Copperfield? I go, no, I never met him before.
That's great.
And then when he came down,
cool to hang out
he
with?
was a super guy, man.
Nice.
Came to the show, him and his buddy. We talked comedy for like an hour afterwards. I've been keeping in touch with him. He's
He's
got
a guy from Jersey worth about $1 trillion.
I went to Vegas. He hooked me up. I was in front row for his magic show. Unbelievable show, man. I was never really into magic and stuff. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Guy's unbelievable. He's an amazing guy. He's really quick-witted and funny, and He's a huge fan of comedy.
I met him once. He was a fan of Side Splitters, which I did with Louis Black, and he was at the Comedy Cellar one night.
I gave him that tape. I'm
Oh,
the
now
one
he
who
got
turned him
that?
on to that. Yeah.
Okay,
When it was just in a VHS form.
Yeah.
And when here's something I think you'll like, it's fucking right up your alley because he likes all that old time vaudeville stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I met him at the Cellar one night, and he's like, I love you. He recognized me. I was going to go get an autograph. He goes, hey, you were in Side Splitters.
Oh, cool.
I said, yeah, and he signed something, then he drugged me and took me to an island and raped me. All right, we're going to come back in a minute. We got to do a quick commercial. We'll be right back with the Jim Norton Show with Florentine and Otto of Otto and George. We're back. Jim Norton Show. I'm hanging out with Jim Florentine and Otto of Otto and George. We're going to go to a Jim Florentine bit. Get out some plugs. I always forget to do the plugs. Otto, where are you going to be if people want to check you out live? The great Otto and George, if you haven't seen him. He's
Bananas.
one of the funniest guys ever. Bananas?
Yeah,
Where?
next Friday and Saturday, one show a night.
Okay, which Bananas is that?
Hasbrook Heights.
Hasbrook Heights?
Hasbrook Heights, Route 17 in Hasbrook Heights in the Holiday Inn.
Okay, and that's the 18th and 19th of June. You can see Otto and George there, and Jim?
This Saturday night, I'm doing this. My friend's got a record store in Bordentown, New Jersey, called The Record Collector.
Okay.
They do comedy and music acts, and I'm going to do one show there Saturday night. And then next Wednesday, Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. I'm doing my one-man show, and I think it looks like I'm doing George Lopez's show Tuesday night.
Oh, you doing Lopez?
Yeah.
Oh, cool,
I'm
man.
going to do stand-up. I think it's going to air Tuesday night.
Very cool.
And then St. Louis, Funny Bone in St. Louis, June 17th through 19th.
I've never been to St. Louis. I hear it's kind of a shithole.
It's an amazing fucking town for comedy.
Is it really?
It's one of my favorite places to perform.
Never been there.
Amazing.
Missouri.
Yeah.
That's how they say it.
I
right?
love Kansas City, St. Louis are my favorite towns to perform in.
Kansas City I love, but I don't draw well there. Like, there's some places I do really well, and there's some places I just don't do well. And Kansas City I do okay in. I have very little Midwestern presence. Chicago, I do. I'll be in Chicago the 18th with Geraldo hosting the Nasty Show at the Vic Theater. Bob Kelly's on that show. It's part of the Montreal Comedy Festival, except it's here in the States. We're going to play a bit, one of Florentine's bits. Jim, what album is this off
This is off of Anger as a Gift. It came out a couple years ago. It's called Gay Bar, I think
This stand-up, or is this...
It's a stand-up.
Oh, this
yeah.
is stand-up. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I've never heard this. That was Florentine. What's the name of the CD, Jim?
Anger is a Gift.
Anger is a Gift. And we have a couple of phone calls I'm going to go to because the number, if you want to call... 1-866-4 Dog. We have one here, a question for Otto about. Can we hit this one right here? Can I hit the button?
No,
All right, Kyle, you wanted to ask Otto a question?
Yeah, just real quick. Is there any kind of, is it mutual respect or any animosity between other ventriloquists? Like, Jeff Dunham is the only one that comes to mind right off the bat for me, but, what's the deal between you guys and other, anybody else in that art form?
He made $37 million last year, and I can afford a large Sicilian pie. No, I met him once. He was very nice to me. He's awesome. I work for a different type of people. Parolees, degenerates.
Degenerates.
Yeah, disenfranchised. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, thanks, man. You're not in competition with Jeff anyway because it's such a different type of an act. It's not like it's like me and Regan. I mean, Regan's great, but we're never going to compete for the same role because he's a guy who's got a totally clean vibe and a different audience than I do.
Yeah, absolutely. He's family friendly, and I'm not. It's a very, very, very great difference there.
You're the guy though. You're a comic who all comedians love. It's very weird. Like if you say Otto and George, there's no comic. I've literally never heard a comic shit talk you. Comedians fucking motherfucker each other all the time.
It's true.
They love to find a reason to not like other comedians.
Yeah, very deep.
Otto is
deep
one of the
bitterness.
comics that everybody wants to watch when he's on stage. They all go in the room to watch him.
I don't care if they're fucking clean comics or alternative comics. They all have an Otto story. Or that's the dirty ventriloquist. There's no one has ever said a bad word. The comedians, every fucking comic loves you, man. It's a very rare thing you have.
I remember
sweet.
there's another Otto story he was doing. I think Governor's in Long Island. This big fat lady was heckling him, and she was walking out. He goes, Jesus, I'm getting heckled by Jabba the cunt. That's one of my favorite Otto
I was
lines.
playing in the Catskills once, and it was an old audience. It was early in my career, and an old woman on a walker came up to the stage, and it took her like 20 minutes to get there. And she's like, you're funny, but too loud. And I went, shut up, cunt! I shortened her fucking life.
One of the hardest laughs I ever had was me and Otto were doing, and Jim, you've worked for fucking the guy named the Pickle Man.
Yeah.
In Pennsylvania, he was a. How would you describe him? Otto described him once. He said he looked like a Jewish rhinoceros.
Yeah, he was disgusting with the bad wig. Horrible.
Yeah, he had a wig.
And he'd give you a jar of pickles at the end of the gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad
With
mustache.
you like $50 cash.
But I like the Pickle Man. And he drove a big pickle truck. He drove like a fucking giant delivery truck. And me and Otto were doing a pizzeria for him. And Otto's on stage. And, it had like pizzeria seating. It was like tables at a pizzeria, and they just put a microphone at the end. And it was going fairly well. And I'll never forget, this woman walks with her probably 11 or 12-year-old kid, or maybe even 8 years old, down the middle of the aisle. She's going to sit in the front by the stage, but literally everybody is watching her and her kid walk. And it stopped the show. Yeah. And Otto said, "Oh, look at the kid. Isn't he cute? I'd like to grab him by the ankles and crack his skull on the fucking sink." And it just, the air went out of the room. It's one of the hardest I've ever laughed, because I understood it was a Caligula reference, and it was a barbaric Caligula reference, and it's one of the most brutal, funny things I've ever heard a person say.
What is a brutal image to wish on some stranger's
on a
child.
scale of 1 to 10, what did that joke get? 10 being the best.
For me,
no, for the audience.
For the audience, nothing.
Perhaps I'm being generous if I say a 2.
Really?
I gave it a fucking 9 3/4.
Right.
It might be as hard as I've ever laughed in a live comedy, because I couldn't believe it's hard to shock comedians, and it was also funny. Yeah. It wasn't just shocking; it was really funny. Man.
There's nothing funnier when Otto loses a room. You know what I mean? And then he'll get him back a couple minutes later. But I love when he does that, because he doesn't care. He'll just keep going and going. He doesn't give a shit.
Sometimes it angers me when they're having such a good time, and I'm just a depressed person, and it angers me that there's 300 people having a great time, and they're all going to go home and get laid, and I'm just fucking, my life stinks, and I'll just purposely ambush the set. How
do you ambush a set?
Just bring up John Benet Ramsey. I'd like to dig her up and fucking piss in her eye socket. Just something disgusting and inappropriate
that they can't enjoy.
Yeah.
Would you say?
I don't do that as much now, but I used to do that a lot.
Are you a guy who sabotages things? Like, are you a person who for me, it's hard to feel good. It's hard to enjoy good things. I don't feel like I deserve it.
Yeah.
Are you someone that's trouble with feeling good about it and getting what you deserve?
You mean career-wise?
Yeah, or in general,
enjoying life. Just a feeling of not of wanting to get on to the next thing. I'm never comfortable wherever I am. I'm not comfortable. I want to be doing the next thing. I'm always thinking about how do I get out of here? When is this going to be over? Unless it's something I'm watching a great movie or something, then I'm cool for 2 hours. But I'm very uncomfortable in my own skin. Yeah.
What's the story? There was is there a story that you were going to do a Rodney special years ago? What exactly happened? Because there's somebody, you can't listen to other comedians because they don't know what the fuck happened. Well, you were going to do a Dangerfield special?
He took 2 or 3 guys out of Comedy's Dirtiest Dozen just on the strength of their set and put them in his special. But me, for some reason, he wanted to see over and over and over again at Catch Rising Star. And I just got tired of having to re-audition for him. Plus, he would make me go on first.
Oof.
I'd catch. It was just. I finally went. Look, I'm sick of fucking losing paid weekends. Either use me or don't use me. I go, why don't you come and see me kill at Pips one time? This isn't my room. I don't open shows. Why are you doing this to me? I'm losing paid week. I must have turned down like 4 or 5 good paying weekends for this fucking indecisive fuck to see me over and over. He took John Fox, he took Thea Vidal, he took all those people, and that was the one special where there wasn't like a big breakout star. It would have been me, obviously. It would have been me on that special. It would have exploded.
So how many times did he see you actually perform?
It must have been like 3 or 4 weeks in a row at Catch Rising Star. Hey, kid, I'm still not sure. I want to see it one more time. It's Rodney. Okay, everything's set. I saved my answering machine message too because it's Rodney. I was still, even though he hurt me deeply, I was still a fan. It's unmistakably Rodney on my machine, though.
Everything's
okay. All right.
I'm sorry. Do you regret walking away from that, or do you regret? Because
I
might have said no.
away from it. He didn't hire me.
But didn't you say no more of this, or did he just go, it's not going to happen?
I said, look, just come and see me kill it, Pips. I can't go emotionally. I can't go through this anymore. I mean, how many times is he gonna, make me not get a yes or a no?
Right.
It's a big deal. It's a fucking 6 minutes on an HBO special.
See, that's the thing with comics, especially when you first start out, you start making good money. You don't want to go into the city to do an audition on a Friday or Saturday because you're losing good money. You finally got to that point where you can make a living doing it. So it's always a struggle. But the guys that never went in New York City or to California to make it are stuck and never did it. You have to you got to meet them halfway. You got to go in sometimes. You got to take it in the ass and lose a little money on a weekend or during the week and get your ass in there. That's what we had to do to get to where we were in our career.
It was like he had something else to do that night, and he just wanted to see me go on and then get the hell out of there. But it was like, it's inappropriate to start a show with me. The audience, you know what I mean? It just wasn't right. He didn't. I think he should have known better.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
We have a guy who has a very strong words for me. If I hit this button, will it pick up or no? Oh, I'm such a dummy. I've asked the same fucking question 3 times, and Steve is politely ignoring me. I should just shut up and let you answer the phones. Let's go to Randy in St. Louis. All right, Randy? Hi, buddy.
What's happening?
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Well, I think that Mr. Norton, you ought to just come on down here to St. Louis, and maybe you could be a new ventriloquist dummy for Bobby Fletcher or something next week.
Who's Bobby Fletcher?
That's one of the characters.
Let him stick his hand up your ass and see if we can turn this shithole of a town around a little bit.
Who's Bobby Fletcher?
That's one of the characters I did on Crank Yankers.
Oh, okay. So are you mad at me that I said I've actually never been to St. Louis. Are you mad that I was kind of disparaging?
No, man. St. Louis does suck. I moved here about 7 years ago, and there's some good places, though, man. There's some good people around here. And, come on down with Jim next week. Come check out the Funny Bone.
All right, buddy. Maybe I'll get out there sooner or later.
I'm telling you, man, it really is it's a blue-collar town. It's a fucking great comedy town, man.
And we got Chris in Florida. I wanted to ask Otto a question.
Oh, that's as hostile as they get in Missouri. Jesus.
Yeah, come on down.
Come on down. I'm just kidding. Love you.
We'll see if you don't like it. All right. Yes, sir. Chris in Florida, you're on.
Hey, this is one of Otto's degenerate fans called in.
Okay.
Just wanted to know I heard you on the radio a few months ago talking about coming to Boca. I wonder if that ever happened because I've been looking. I haven't seen anything advertised.
Boca, yeah, New York Comedy Club. I was there last month.
Ah, you're killing me.
No,
I've been looking, nothing advertised. Didn't see shit.
There's only one club in Boca that does comedy. Did you check their website?
I'm computer illiterate as well as a degenerate.
Oh, I understand.
Well, where do you look for comedy then? How do you find out who's going to be where? Where the fuck do you look?
But they usually have it in paper almost every week. I mean, I look on the internet, but
why am I pursuing this? All right, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate the call. Otto was there. You missed him. I would suggest just paying more attention next time.
Go to Cheetah 3. I think I left a cum stain in the men's room there. It's the closest you'll get.
I love that place.
Yeah, Cheetahs. Yeah,
strip club.
Yeah.
I don't go to them anymore, man. You can have them. I don't.
I haven't either. I haven't been in one in 2 years.
I just can't handle it. Because they don't suck your dick. I got blown in one in Philly one time, which was cool. I threw like an extra $100, but it was awkward because she wouldn't take the cum, so I just shot on my pants. It was fucking horrible, and I blew in my pants twice. Once in Vegas, once in New Orleans.
Do you feel shamed and do you any Catholic guilt? Or
no, after I came in my pants, it was victory because they wanted to get me into another room and charge me a lot more. So after I shot a load in my pants, I felt like I won.
Absolutely.
Oh, great. Oh, great.
No, when she blew me, it was fine. I was just kind of embarrassed that it went all over my clothes.
Extra 100?
Yeah, 150 or something like that. It really was not nearly as expensive as you would have thought.
Yeah, because
I mean
that's like 5 lap dances, $20 a piece, so that's not too bad. Why just get it out of the way?
Yeah, I love coming to my pants. I've done it twice. The one in New Orleans, the girl was trying to get me into this other room, and I had on silk boxers, and I was doing a gig with I think Louis Ramey and Pete Coriali. We were doing a college, and we were on Bourbon Street. And I came out and I just opened my pants, and it looked like a fucking murder was committed on the front of my pants. And Coriali's like, dude, that's fucking disgusting. But I'm like, I just saved myself hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
My friend Lou just goes to strip clubs and comes in his pants. He can get it just from the friction. He can come like 3 times in one night. I'm like,
really?
Yeah, and he just walks around. He doesn't even clean it out. He walks around all day. He's like, I go, Lou, you don't even need a girlfriend. Why pursue one?
How much clearer you think once you blow that load? You're so much more rational.
Right? As you're coming.
Yeah.
Like the more, like the less cum that's left in you, the more you hate the person that you're coming with. Yeah. It's like by the time the last drop is out, you just like, I want to just wipe you off with a sock and throw you into the street. That's why relationships are very difficult. Which you've been in one for a long time, and you never struck me as like a relationship guy, but I guess you maintain relationships for a while. Yeah. I usually go have one girlfriend, you know, that ends, and find another one. Was there a point where you ever like a pussy hound on the road, or were you not ever like that guy? Come on, a ventriloquist with the fucking groupies? Come on, Jim. Yeah. You were doing a different type of an act, though. You weren't a cutesy ventriloquist. You were a guy that they would probably know as kind of dark and interesting. Yeah. At an orgy, I would go after the accordion player. No, I'm kidding, yeah. Yep. All right, so you're never that guy. So the demons that I did okay. I was pretty cute in my 20s. I fucked a lot of waitresses. Trish is listening to this. She's just going to be very, you know, disgusted by it. But you're a faithful boyfriend. Yeah. All right, we got to take a break. I'm still getting the hang of the pacing of this, so yeah. Thanks to those of you that are listening. And if whatever, if you're not listening, fuck yourself. Got to take a last break. How long till we're back? A couple minutes? Yay! 2 minutes. Stick around. Back. Jim Norton Show, hanging with Otto Peterson of Otto and George and Florentine, and we're talking about Levy when we come back. Who we all love, Bob Levy. He's such a psycho. Yeah. The bus joke. What was the bus joke Levy does? Where he goes, my mother used to tell me, wear clean underwear, you never know you're going to get hit by a bus. And I said, Ma, if I see a bus coming at me, the first thing I'm going to do is shit in my pants anyway. Yeah. And then he'll look at someone in the audience and go, gay guy, you ever shit your pants and try to cover it up by jumping in front of a bus? You ever do that? And what was the Tonight Show? He was going to audition for Leno? Yeah, he was going to do that joke, and then and try to clean it up. He would, instead of saying, fuck it, here comes the local, I'm going for it, as the tag, he'd go, frig it, here comes the local, I'm going for it. Can be cleaned up. Yeah, and you ever crap your pants? I know. Yeah. You ever crap your pants? No, I can just say crap your pants. Like, you can't say that on the Tonight Show, Bob. Yeah, it's not just fuck or shit. It's the imagery. Yeah, so he's great. And you were saying your girlfriend, I've had this too, where a chick starts to notice that they see you too much. Yeah. It's like, I feel bad my girlfriend coming to see me because it's like she's seen the same fucking jokes over and over. Yeah. Sometimes it motivates me to do other stuff. Yeah. Because I'm annoyed that she's going to sit there and watch the same jokes and get bored. Like, do you think Mick Jagger did? Are you going to sing Satisfaction again? Come on. It really is annoying how singers don't have to write new material. They can live on the same fucking hit forever. Out of it. But I don't know. Wouldn't that be frustrating as an artist? Like, I wouldn't want to do the same set over and over again for the next 10 years. That's the hardest part. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, you'll kill with it, though, every night. But it's like, you know, you want to throw a song or two, a new one in. Yeah. I mean, it's got to be frustrating that they put a new album out, like a band like, you know, Rat's back and playing again. They got a really good album out, but how many people really want to hear the new one? They want to hear all the old shit, and then they play a couple new songs. Everyone goes to take a piss. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of. I like always coming up with new material because I get so fucking bored by my own voice. But it is kind of annoying how singers can just fucking, like Axl Rose can do Welcome to the Jungle for the rest of his life, and it will be an acceptable way to close this set. Well, when you do a joke like too many times, you forget what's funny about it, and it just becomes a series of words. You forget the initial thought and why it was funny to begin with, you know? You're just rattling off words. That happens a lot where I first start doing a bit, and for like the first month it's killing, and then after that it doesn't work as well. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's probably just because, I don't know, maybe I'm just not delivering it right or whatever, but it's just, do you ever have that, Jim? Yeah, all the time. I do a bit where I think, like, oh, this is, I do a bit, it kills, and then it never works again, and I think I never get it right again, instead of realizing what happened, which is I got lucky once. Yeah, it's indefinable. I got lucky once, the bit killed. It's probably a shitty bit, and it's just not meant to work. Yeah. But there's nothing worse than when there's something you know should work, and it just sucks, and it's like, maybe it's just not a fucking funny joke. Yeah. How do you handle, dude, when you are not purposely, what do you do? There's nothing worse than when you're killing, and then all of a sudden the crowd just goes away. The audience isn't there to instruct us. If you think it's funny, keep doing it. I have jokes that have never gotten a laugh that I won't stop doing because it amuses me, you know? You can't let them tell. You have to know it's funny before you do it in front of a live audience. Otherwise, you're just pandering. You were very funny. Definition of a hack. You were very funny on Letterman, by the way, and it was funny you were attacking Letterman. I've never seen anybody do that. You called him Audrey Hepburn. Yeah, I should have been nicer. Yeah, they told me he's very self-conscious about his weight and his health. So what did you say about Letterman? I said he looks like he fell out of a coffin. Or I called him Audrey Hepburn. I said eat something, you
fucking cadaver, something like that.
Yeah, you didn't curse though.
No, but it was something hurtful.
You made fun of you made fun of how cold it was. You really just shit on the whole gig.
Freezing in that place.
But did they ever offer to have you back? That was one of the funniest things I've seen on Letterman. It was hilarious.
It was funny talking to Martha Stewart backstage. She was examining the puppet. And she's like, "Oh, did you make this yourself?" And I went, "Get back to the cell."
Did you really say that?
Yeah.
And did she laugh?
No.
Oh.
She was in jail like not too long before that.
So you did a jail joke to Martha Stewart.
Yeah. Back to the cell.
A comic would have laughed at that. Like a comedian, if you fucking attacked like that, would have kind of understood. Like, all right, I'm just getting kind of shit on here.
I know. If Rickles said it, but I'm not Rickles, so.
Quoting a great Otto line, someone posted it today on Facebook on the wall or something like that. It said, from Otto and George, the Kennedys have killed more women than breast cancer.
Yeah.
What a great line.
Do you find that, like, taboo subjects for us kind of change? It's not just language anymore. What do you find material-wise you have like that people don't want to accept? As far as, like, I don't make fun of that. For me, I think it's race. Like, anything
race,
about blacks people don't like from a white guy.
Homophobia and race are the two hardest ones.
I could still get away with the homophobe jokes. Yeah, they're definitely the race, the black. The Muslim stuff, they're starting to laugh at.
Right. Yeah.
You know, at first they weren't, and now they're like they are. So
what stuff?
Muslim. Islam.
Yeah, Islam.
But some annoying people like Lady Gaga. I like her, and I like her fucking big fat clit. She's doing Playboy, which kind of turns me on because she's such a fucking fat pussy. But she's doing the new video, Alejandro, where she's like making, like, you know, eating rosary beads and making fun of Catholicism. It's like, you could do that, but it's like, well, you're not a rebel if you make fun of Catholicism. Nobody fucking cares.
I know. Madonna, first of all, she took her whole gig, her whole look, everything is from Dale Bozio from Missing Persons, a new wave band back in the early 80s. If you look at any pictures of her, it's the exact, she wears the same outfits as she did back in like 81, 82, and then she took a lot of Madonna stuff. You know what I mean? It's all fucking been done before a million times. Okay, you're going to wear a fucking beehive mask out. Okay, wow. Need attention. Go fuck yourself. It stinks. She's not going to be the next Madonna. At least Madonna's wrote great songs. You know what I mean?
I actually like Lady Gaga. You don't like her?
No. I mean, everyone thinks she's got one fucking record out. She's not the next Madonna. Stop it. Let's see record 4 and record 5. You're still putting hits out.
I would come in her, though. There's certain women that I would fucking blow a load in. Even if she's not on the pill, I would actually blow a load in her. I fucked Brie Olson, and I don't think she cares if I say that. She's a porn girl, and for me, it was one of the greatest moments of my life.
No bag?
No.
With a porn star?
Yeah.
No bag?
No bag. I would have set a condom on fire in the ashtray if she took it out.
Did you even think about putting a bag on?
No, I actually had to make myself not come in her.
She's a porn star. What's wrong
She's
with you?
fantastic. I had to
What do
make
you mean
myself.
you had to make yourself not come?
I had to just force myself, like, pull out, because I wanted to just keep coming. And, like, I just come, and, like, she gets knocked up, so what?
Really?
Yeah, I didn't care.
It's not the pregnancy part. What about the fucking transmittable diseases?
Can't happen to me.
Oh.
That's what I tell myself.
They're overrated, the transmitter.
And you know this how?
STDs are very overrated.
They really are.
They really are. No heterosexual male has ever caught AIDS. It's a fucking scam. It's like the fucking the swine flu. It's all bullshit.
As far as
There's not one heterosexual male that's got it from a female having heterosexual sex.
And
Never.
It's like
not
Don
one documented case.
And it's like Don Corleone said, a man who has not caught herpes can never be a real man.
Funny papers.
All right.
I got a friend down in Florida that's had anal sex with girls on the first date with no condom at least 75 times. He's never caught one disease.
Oh, dick must smell horrible, though.
First date in the shitter.
And on that, we close. All right, let's get the plugs out again. Jim?
This Saturday night, the Record Collector Store in Bordentown, New Jersey, and then George Lopez Tuesday night. And then Wednesday night, Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. And then next weekend, Funny Bone, St. Louis.
All right, and I'll be in Chicago the 18th. I'm doing Just for Laughs, the Vic Theater. And
it's a classic, the Vic Theater.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Geraldo's hosting the Nasty Show, and I get the Borgata at AC July 2-3. And we're going to play an Otto bit going to break. Otto will be in Hasbrook Heights at Bananas.
Working for Harlan, that filthy Jew Christ killer.
Yes.
Jim, do you like when at Bananas in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, they put bananas on the wall behind a
It's fucking... I
Fresh
love
bananas.
the club. It's the worst fucking little... What do you want to call it? The worst symbol?
Little insignia.
It's real, yeah. And hey, we have no bananas. That song is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I'd rather hear the beheading music that they play in fucking Iraqi videos. All right, the 18th and 19th, Otto will be there. I'll be back next week. Again, the show is still finding the way it's going to go, so, you know, if you're not into it, just give me some fucking time,
Hey, would
please.
you sign this O&A sticker to my good friend Dan Sweeney?
Yes,
You would? Okay.
I will.
All right.
What a terrible name, Dan Sweeney.
Yeah. He's an awesome guy. He loves
He's
you.
not an awesome guy. He's a fucking zilch. Fuck Dan Sweeney.
Say something else rotten about him. You'll
Oh, is he going to make him happy?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, no, I refuse to. All right.
Come on.
See you next week. Dan Sweeney, I hope you're killed.